in the overall mass and power, but I still like that one's underline. I like how long and extended she is up front. I think she's nice in terms of her structure as well. A good place there to be in second. Baldy Heifer's nice. A moderate sized one that I think is good in terms of her rib and her volume. She's not as level out of her hip as the two right ahead of her. Not as nice in terms of her hind leg movement, but I think she's got the advantage over the one throwing a fit on the other side of just being a little softer center, a little more collected in terms of her structure, but still a nice place to be third in this class, and I think she's very good, make a good brood cow on down the road. 1 and 4. Sorry. Okay, you're good. So that one is third. She's in the wrong class. This one will be fourth over here. A nice heifer here as well. One that's long-bodied, extended female. It's a little plainer there up front. Maybe not the overall dimension and power, but I think most importantly, just need to free her up in terms of her structure as compared to the ones right ahead of her, but still a nice female there in her own right. Yep. Single entry here. This young lady was in the wrong class. It's okay. This is a nice heifer, though. We were talking to her a minute ago. She's got length, she's got extension, and that was what made her eye quality out here. I think if she'll settle down and relax and show us that she can move, I think this is a nice female. For me, needs to be a little softer bodied as compared to some, but still a good quality female there in her own right.
Colorado. Second, entry number 8720, Morgan Fearman of Parma, Idaho. Third, Chris Peterson of Canaraville, Utah. And fourth, Morgan Fearman of Parma, Idaho. And from Class 2, your class winner belongs to entry number 8827, Savannah Hansen of Penn Valley, California. And now we're going to be moving into class number 3, single entry, Junior Heifer Calves, calved January of 2023. We're going to welcome into the ring entry number 8172, Addison McFarland of Sutter, California.
Very feminine, attractive female here to win this class. Young lady gets her stopped and put together, gives you a very nice look here from the side. Level topped and very nice out of her hip. Good and uniform in terms of her body depth. Real nice in terms of her condition. Fresh up front, just a good place to start here in this particular class.
Congratulations to Addison McFarland of Sutter, California. Coming back for our division drive is going to be entry number 8925, Ella Rogers of Burlington, Colorado. Entry number 8827, Savannah Hansen of Penn Valley, California. And entry number 8172, Addison McFarland of Sutter, California.
you know, I still think depending on where you put your priorities, you could shake some things up, but I think there's a pretty dominant winner out here for me, and then a logical 4-1 for reserve, but not to take anything away from any of them because they're all extremely high quality. I think you're going to make great cows on down the road. And we're going to keep the two out of the first class together as they'll be champion and reserve in this division. Let's congratulate those exhibitors.
Congratulations to your division winner. It's going to be Ella Rogers of Burlington, Colorado. And your reserve is going to be entry number 8720, Morgan Vierman of Parma, Idaho. Through December of 2022. We'd like to welcome to the ring entry number 8704, Jake Peterson of Criswell, Oregon.
Late Semitol, is that what you're saying?
It's Semitol's late senior heifer calves.
Late senior heifer.
And the next one will be early senior heifer. It's pretty.
Is that early class 5? Yes. Yeah.
However you'd like, but the heifer out of the first class, one that in this pair has got the advantage of bone and substance and foot size. She's a denser female. When you get right on top of her, there's just more mass and power and width. She still gives you a nice look out here. He gets her over here, stopped to the side, and still up-headed and long-necked, and everything ties and hooks together. Now, she's not as sleek and tight throat latched as the Baldy right behind her, or maybe just out there as far as her head and neck placement goes, but I think that one's dense and wide, has the advantage in mass and power, still moves good. The heifer here, hang on one second, bud. The Baldy heifer here that won the second class is very good as well, and this is a very attractive female that definitely, not to take anything away from her, very, very neat up front. She gives you a great look down her top and still has a nice turn and shape to her lower body. She's nice in terms of her structure as well. Not the bone and foot size of the other one that wins the first class, maybe not as square right out of her hip, so but it makes it really, really close in this division. I think depending on who you had out here, you could do them either way. I still like the bigger, stouter one here to go ahead and win and the Baldy to be reserved, but very, very good division of heifers. Both of them need to be recognized out here in this particular drive.
Congratulations to your division winner, Jake Peterson of Criswell, Oregon. Reserve, Caleb Johnson, Hobbs, New Mexico. We are now going to be moving into class number 7, early summer yearling heifers, calf May through June of 2022. We're going to be bringing in entry number 9074, Copeland and Sons LLC. From Nara Vista, New Mexico.
Got a nice place to start here in this class. A heavy bone, big footed female here that's very striking here from the side. Really good in terms of her condition, her chest floor up to her front end. I think you climb right in on top of her. There's still enough genuine width and power and shape. Very, very high quality one here to win this class. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Copeland and Sons of Nara Vista, New Mexico. As he exits the ring, we're going to move on to class number 8, to Junior Yearling Heifers Camp March through April of 2022. We're going to be bringing in entry number 9020, Gemma Boma of Stephenville, Montana.
This young lady's brought us a really powerful, baldy, white-legged female here that's really opened up and dense and heavy bone. Study this one in terms of just her look and quality. A lot of stoutness down her top and out of her hip. Appreciate some things you can do with this one on down the road and mating and breeding on this one. Not as soft-bodied as some we've seen, but I still think that one's very high quality there in her own right. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations to Gemma Balma of Stephenville, Montana. As she exits the ring, we're going to be bringing in class number 9, Junior Yearling Heifers Calf, January through February 2022. We're going to welcome in entry number 8987, John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon.
A neat looking big heifer here, another single entry with bone and foot size and power, and one that sure gives you a great look here from the side as well. Very sleek and attractive up through her front end. You know, a female we can tweak in terms of her structure, the way she wants to go off her hip and her hind leg and all the way to the ground, but I think out here, one you just have to appreciate for being high quality, highly presented, and very fresh in terms of her condition.
Congratulations to John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon. We are now going to be bringing in Gemma Boma of Stephenville, Montana, and John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon.
Right? We have division first. Wait, hold on. We have one more division first, right? No, John wants. Class 8 to 9.
No, we need to do the division for classes 8 to 9. Why it has to be part of it. We asked.
Sorry, my bad. We know.
We know.
Jordan's with me now. I didn't push the button.
It's a really good pair of big heifers out here, and I think certainly some give and take within the pair. And you know, I wouldn't argue with you if you wanted to go either way on them here in this division, because I do think they both bring a lot of positives to the table. The baldy white-legged one up front, you know, maybe just a shot club calf you're looking out here within the pair, but still, I think you have to appreciate just the structural soundness and the feet this one have underneath her. She's a nice female. She's real stout and powerful and level down her top and out of her hip. still reads plenty maternal up through her front end, you know, as compared to the one right behind her. There's not the rib cage, the volume, or maybe the smoothness here, but I still think that's a very high quality when they're on her own right that's got the advantage of a little softer at the ground. Black Heifer at the stand, no doubt. This one's the winner out here. Very, very attractive and strong down her top and nice out of her hip. Awesome and fresh in terms of her condition. Really gives you a great look up front. I love the sweep and turn to her rib cage and how good she is back to her rear rib and flank. Her ankles read very good here at the stand in terms of her structure. She wants to get in motion and swing out of her front end, and I think it hinders her off her hind leg too. She'll kind of twist and pivot there. This could correct her in terms of her feet at the ground as well. But so that's what makes it extremely close out here within this pair. I think there's just enough more brood cow look, enough more quality here from the side. Going to use the Black Heifer to win and the white-legged one for reserve. Congratulations to both of them.
Congratulations to John Winares of Eagle Point, Oregon. And your reserve is Gemma Bowman, Stephenville, Montana. We will now be moving into our Grand Champion selection of our Simmental Heifer Open Division. We're going to be bringing in entry number 8925, Ella Rogers. Entry number 8720, Morgan Fearman. We'll be bringing in our champions first. My mistake with the reserve there. 8704, Jake Peterson. Entry number 9074, Copeland and Sons. And entry number 8987, John Winares. We're going to be bringing in our reserve champions as well. Entry number 8720, Morgan Fearman. Entry number 8845, Caleb Johnston. And entry number 9020, Gemma Bauman.
Well, this has been a very, very good division here, and as competitive a division as we've had all day from top to bottom. Not the numbers of maybe some, but still just very high quality. Started in our calf class and division up there, and it just continued all the way through these big breds, and it's fun. It's fun to get out here to sort through them, and standing out here with beautiful weather to get to look at really, really high quality cattle, and so it makes it fun for me to get to come out here. There's some different ways you can go, and if you want to shake some things up, I wouldn't argue with you. I think there's some that have some advantages over one another. Yet I think when you just break down the basics and make them sound and complete and broody, yet still add some extra bone and foot size and power, you know, I think there's one that can win. And then I think for me, following that from a structure and balance and added power standpoint, there's one that's reserved. So let's give them a nice round of applause if we can. I'll show you the two that I like the best.
Congratulations, your champion Simmental heifer belongs to Copeland and Sons from New Mexico. Congratulations, your reserve Simmental heifer belongs to Ella Rogers. To the ring, entry number 8722, Morgan Fearman of Parma, Idaho.
Got a nice single pair here out here in this show, and very, very good cow here to win. Got a very neat udder underneath of her, and one that balances up well here from the side. Got some rib and some volume to her, doing a great job raising a big stout heifer calf. Good pair here to win this particular drive. Congratulations to these exhibitors.
Congratulations to Morgan Fearman of Parma, Idaho, with the champion cow-calf pair.
Hey, Lori.
He's already made a pull out.
Got a good bull calf here to kick off this division. A highly presented bull calf that's really neat in terms of his look. Awesome topped and level out of his hip, and real attractive up front. I like his body shape and how uniform he is, and his depth back through his rear rib and flank. Has a nice set to his back leg. A good place to start here in this class. Let's congratulate him with a very high quality individual.
Congratulations to your division winner of the Junior Bull Calves, goes to Red River Farms of Blythe, California. As he exits the ring, we're going to be moving into our Junior Bull Calves January through February 2022. We're going to welcome in entry number 8721, Morgan Fearman of Parma, Idaho.
You can't run up if it's a division cow.
No, don't do that. I run it because that's what the show. Yeah. I'm going on a
Apologies to your master.
that might be small right now.
At least it's publicly known.
Apologies don't get much more public than on mine.
Another nice single bull here, a real masculine, stout kind of a creature that's really shapely when you get right on top of him. She gets him put together here. Bull gives you a good look down his top and out of his hip. Really powerful, powerfully constructed and nice in terms of his structure. Good place to start here in this class. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations to Morgan Fearman on her division champion bull. We will now be bringing in our both bulls together for our selection of our champion Simmental bull. Coming back is going to be entry number 8708, Red River Farms of Blythe, California. And entry number 8721, Morgan Fearman of Parma, Idaho.
I like these pieces come together well.
Let's switch back to cattle channel since we're done with prospects, so we're on the right channel.
It's a really good pair of bulls here in our Simmental show, and you know, just two of them, but both extreme high quality. And I could honestly stand out here and listen to arguments to go either way on them. The bull calf is so striking and good to look at here from the side, highly presented, and obviously being younger, he's hairier, and so can give you a good look that way. But I think when you break that one down and just study how level and true he is down his top and out of his hip, he's so nice in terms of his forearm shape, back into his rear rib and flank. I think his shoulders tucked into his body well. You know, he's nice in terms of his structure here from the side. He's not as muscular, he's not as powerful as the big bull. You know, that's to be expected some, but I'm just not sure he's built that way 100% either. But I think that one's look and quality and balance sure is very, very good out here. The big bull's nice as well. She gets him stopped and put together and gets him loined. That bull can give you a good look too. Really rugged, really masculine kind of a bull that's real, got tons of muscle and shape to him. Really powerful here when you just study him at all angles. Set him in motion. He wants to kind of roll up in his back and get up underneath himself on his hind leg ever so slightly. So I think that's a concern for me, but a very, very good bull that I want to compliment for just being a rugged, masculine, stout dude in his own right. So it's very close. I like the bull calf to win and the big bull to be reserved. Congratulations to both these exhibitors.
Congratulations to Red River Farms on their champion Simmental bull. And the reserve champion Simmental bull goes to Morgan Fearman of Parma, Idaho.
It's a good way to kick off our AOBs here. 4 high-quality females and a good pair of them up here on top of short corner Pyrenean heifers out here that I think have a ton of quality. The red heifer kind of hits the ring and is pretty dominant from just a density and stoutness standpoint, yet I think she's the nicest in terms of her structure. Gives you a great look up through her front end. A female that's heavy boned and big footed and real nice in terms of her rib cage. Very, very nice place to start here in this class. The white heifer here gives you a great look from the side as well. Very attractive and extended up through her front end, long and level down at her top and out of her hip. Not the rib and not the volume as the red one that wins the class, and probably just not as wide build all the way through, but still I think that one when on down the road when she feeds and comes to it will be a very nice yearling on down the road. Good black heifer here coming next. It's a little plainer through her chest and up through her front end as compared to the two head heifer, not the bone and substance, but I think this one's function and rib and body and volume allows her over the 1 and 4. I think that's going to make a good brood cow on down the road, just not the bells and whistles of the two right ahead of her. Brahman appearing female here that's going to close is nice too. That's a long bodied heifer that's extended up front. She's got some bone and some substance to her. Doesn't balance out of her hip, not as attractive as the 3 right ahead of her, but still a quality individual there in her own right. Congratulations those exhibitors on a good way to kick off the AOBs.
Congratulations to entry number 9164 on her division champion from Haley Maggie of Pleasanton, California. Reserve is going to be entry number 9184, Dylan Carlisle of Kirtland, New Mexico. Third, Texan Ralston of Groover, Texas. And fourth, entry number 8561, Brock Sartwell, Campbellton, Texas. We are now going to be bringing in class number 5, early senior heifer calves, calves September through October of 2022. We're going to be bringing in entry number 8564, Brock Sartwell, Campbellton, Texas.
Thank you for being on it.
So we're gonna go class 8 now then?
Class 5. Got that?
You're gonna have to write that in on your percentage.
Good pair of Charolais females here in our AOB division, and a nice place to start and a nice second as well. But I think the heifer that wins for me, there's enough more of her when you get right on top of her, yet I still think she's more comfortable in terms of her structure. She gets this one parked and put together. What a neat look she can give you here from the side up through her front end. She's fresh and sleek there about her shoulder and her head and neck. Yet from there back, there's a lot of cow there from just mass and power. Set her in motion. I think she's the nicest one in terms of her structure. Good place to start here in this class. Not to take anything away from the young man's in second, because that one's broody and cowy. Good in terms of her center body and dimension. Starting to make a nice udder underneath her, although we could probably shorten her teat length up just a little bit. Still think it's impressive that she's coming, starting a nice udder this early in the game. That female, it's not attractive up front, is our class winner when you set her in motion. Just like to loosen her up the way she goes off her hip and hind leg, but still a very, very good representation here in this class. Good second.
Congratulations to your division champion, John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon. Reserve goes to Caleb Leonardo of Eagle Point, Oregon. We will now be bringing in our division champions for the selection of the All of the Breed champion heifer. We're going to be bringing in entry number 9164, Haley Maggie, Pleasanton, California. And we're also going to be bringing in entry number 8988, John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon.
Nice paint on the side of that
Some really good AOB division here, and just lots of quality, and the numbers haven't been huge, but we've just had tons of quality throughout this, and get these first and seconds back out here, both extremely good. And you know, the red heifer that wins the first class is a neat animal, and one that gives you a very striking look up here through her front end. I think from there back in that class and out here, she's very powerful when you get right on top of her. A lot of dimension down her top and out of her hip. Still has a nice shape and curvature to her rib cage. Very nice set and angle there to her back leg, and she can get out and use it very well. You know, out here, is she as cowy and broody as the big heifer? Probably not, and that's to be expected because she's a calf, and so that's what makes it a little more challenging out here, because I love that one's look, love her quality, and just what she can bring to the table. Big Charlotte heifer here that wins the next class is impressive. You know, to be that sleek and neat up through her front end, and yet from there back be that massive and dimensional and powerful female, you just have to appreciate. She's not as dead level out of her hip as maybe the ones on either side of her, but I think that kind of comes with her breed as well, so you just appreciate the good about her. She's starting to make a nice udder underneath of her. She's very functional in terms of her structure, yet with all that rib, volume, and power to still be that feminine and attractive up front. So I think this is an extremely close pair, maybe as close as any we've seen all day. You know, I wouldn't argue it if you wanted to go either way, but again, let's give them a nice round of applause here in our AOB division. I'll show you the two I like the best.
Congratulations, your champion, all of the breed open heifer belongs to John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon.
Reserve? First class for reserve.
And your reserve, all of the breeds champion, belongs to entry number 9164, Haley Maggie, Pleasanton, California. As they exit the ring, we're going to bring in our Junior Yearling Bulls count March through April of 2022. We're going to be bringing in entry number 8989, John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon. And this is also going to be the selection for the grand champion, all of the breeds bull.
We've got a very good representation here in our AOBs, a nice Charolais bull here that's muscular and stout, and nice in terms of his structure, a bull that obviously could stand a lot of competition out here because he's a quality animal. I think this dude's in perfect condition here. Looks like he's probably bred some cows. A nice bull here to go ahead and win this. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations to your grand champion, all of the breeds bull, belonging to entry number 89, John Winares of Eagle Point, Oregon.
We asked the judge if he wants to take a quick break before going to the percentage show.
Okay,
He's been in it a long time.
Okay, we're going to be moving right into our all other percentage breed show. So all classes of our all other percentage show, please be working your way ringside. Entering the ring now is going to be Class 1A, Junior Heifer Calves calved on or after March 1st, 2023. We're going to be welcoming to the ring entry number 8659, Rhett Wade of Road Forks, New Mexico. Entry number 8482, Lacey Valdez-Smith of Casa Grande, Arizona. Entry number 8893, Chris Peterson of Coronaville, Utah. Last call for Chris Peterson, last call. Class 1B, all other percentage show, please be ringside. Class 1B, please be ringside. Class 1C, please be ringside. Class 1C, please be ringside. Class 2, all other percentage females. Class 2, please be ringside. Last and final call for Chris Peterson. Chris Peterson, last call.
Yes, when you go over there, there's a chair. If you want to just sit in the corner and make announcements and join in. While the microphone is just on mute, I'm pretty sure you just put the switch down and start talking on the cordless line as opposed to the paging.
Are we going to shut the gate or are we going to wait?
Our percentage AOB is a nice effort to win this class, one that's very nice in terms of her structure. Gives you a good look here from the side. She's up-headed and long-necked and just really neat down her top and out of her hip. Very good in terms of her underline and just how she can get out and go. Very good place to start here in this class. The Baldy heifer here in 2 is nice as well. I think this one's, there's not as much of her. When you get right on top of her as our class winner from a bone and just out in a standpoint, but still a high quality female there that gives you a good look here from the side. I think she outbalances the 1 and 3rd here just from a presentation and look standpoint. Nice heifer there in her own right. The gray one that's going to close is going to make a good brood cow for this young man. I think she's going to be easy flushing and moderate in terms of her size. Maybe not the bells and whistles here from just a look and balance standpoint, but still very high quality there in her own right.
Congratulations to your class winner, entry number 8482, Lacey Valdez-Smith, Casa Grande, Arizona. Second, Chris Peterson, Canardaville, Utah. And in third, Brett Wade of Road Forks, New Mexico. Entering the ring now is going to be Class 1B. We're going to be welcoming into the ring entry number 8162, Katie Brown, Potter Valley, California. Entry number 8480, Lacey Valdez-Smith of Casa Grande, Arizona. Entry number 8702, Addison Owensby of Folsom, New Mexico. Entry number 8679, Creed Miller, Canyon, Texas. Entry number 8634, Katie Brown, Potter Valley, California. And entry number 9029, Mackenzie Crawford of Atascadero, California.
We have someone in the other car. Make sure we're calling 3 classes now.
Creed Miller and Mackenzie Crawford. Creed Miller and Mackenzie Crawford, your class is going into the ring. Creed Miller, Mackenzie Crawford, please bring your animals to the ring. Class 1C, you need to be ringside. Class 1C, you need to be ringside. Class 2, junior heifers, please be ringside. Class 2, junior heifers, please be ringside. Class 3, please be making your way to the ring. Class 3, although their percentages, please be making your way to the ring.
Well, this is a good class, and I certainly want to commend all the exhibitors out here. As good as we've seen all day from a top to bottom standpoint in a class, and there's not a bad one out here by any stretch of the imagination, just different types and kinds. And so trying to wrap my mind around them all just a little bit out here and how to line them up becomes a little more challenging because, you know, there's some advantages probably all of them have to the class, and so that's what makes it hard when you can put 1/5 that maybe has the advantage over the whole class or 1/3. And so just trying to piece it together and put them all together because they are high quality and you want to get it right. And so for me, the longer they went, this white flanked heifer, I think she's the one that kind of gravitated to me. She's not the most of anything out here, but I think what she becomes is the most complete. She's one that gives you a very good look here from the side. She's still up-headed, long-necked, and I think from there back, she balances as good as any down her top and out of her hip and where her pin placement's at. As compared to the one right behind her, there's more bone, there's more foot size, there's more center dimension in her. I like her in terms of her forerib and her genuine shape back to her rear rib and flank. I think there's some more natural chest width and just power in that one. I'm not saying she's as stout as the cattle that are in 3, 4, and 5, but I think everything kind of fits and matches on that one. Her structure's nice. I'm not going to say she's just absolute cat-like out here and takes the longest step, but I think everything's very, very good on that heifer and she wins. When they first come in the ring, obviously the color pattern and the presentation of this black and white one will grab a hold of you because she comes in heads up, gives you a great look. She's got a nice sweep and turn there to the center part of her body. Obviously she's dressed to the nines out here and that certainly helps. She's very nice out of her hips. She's very attractive up front. You get right in on top of that one. You wonder if there's enough bone and foot size. You wonder if there's just enough hip and punch in her. And I know these are still breeding heifers, but I like some genuine power still in them. As compared to the ones on either side of her, she is the narrowest. She's the flattest in terms of the way that she's built. What keeps her up here? She's sound. She's very collected in terms of her movement here from the side. She gives you a great look. I'd like to open her up and just stout her up all the way through as compared to the cattle in the remaining this class or even the one right ahead of her, but still a very, very high quality one that's well shown and well presented. Same goes for the one next. Well shown, well presented female out here that of these cattle, she's very genuine in terms of her rib cage, and I like that. She's got some forerib and some center body and rear rib and flank. She becomes a little uncoordinated out here off her hip and her hind leg. I'd like to level her up and pick her up out of her pins and let her use her hind leg a little truer. And of the top two, she's the lowest fronted one and maybe isn't just as right there in her throat latch or tie quite as high up front as those two. Still a very, very good heifer though that would have won a lot of classes today and been very competitive in a lot of breeds, so that speaks very highly of this class. These next two, they're good. They're broody, they're big bodied cattle that I think are very functional in their type and kind. The snip-nosed heifer here just gets a little plainer up through her front end. I'd like to true her up in terms of her structure off her hind leg as well. She's pushing plenty of condition for a baby calf out here as compared to this class, but still a high quality one I think is going to make an awesome breed cow on down the road. Young man gets the final heifer parked and boy, she gives you a good look. Still nice neck, still nice down her top, big in terms of her center body, a well presented, well shown one. Gets a little higher in her tail head. The biggest thing for me, she becomes the most restricted in terms of her structure out here. Wants to get too straight in her hock and all the way down in her ankle. Just need to loosen her up off both ends. But an extremely high quality class. I want to commend all the exhibitors in this class and the breeders for a very, very good show here in our percentage AOBs.
Congratulations to entry number 8702, Addison Owensby of Folsom, New Mexico. Second, Katie Brown, Potter Valley, California. Third, Katie Brown, Potter Valley, California. Fourth, Lacey Bell Desmond, Casa Grande, Arizona. And fifth, Creed Mitten of Canyon, Texas. Entering the ring now is going to be Class 1C. We're going to be welcoming into the ring entry number 8945, Grace Holtmeyer of Big Fork, Montana. Entry number 9165, Haley Maggie, Pleasanton, California. Entry number 8713, Alexa Alto, Arcata, California. Entry number 8662, Rhett Wade of Road Forks, New Mexico. Class 2, Junior Heifer, Class 2, you need to be ringside. Class 2, you need to be ringside. Class 3, you need to be ringside. Class 3, you need to be ringside. Classes 4, 5, of the percentage, you need to be making your way to the ring. Classes 4 and 5, you need to be making your way to the ring.
Another good class of these percentage cattle, and just a lot of quality through again. A good pair of them up here on top. Different as far as their type and kind goes, and you know, it's kind of where you want to go with either one of them. You can pick your poison here. I think the heifer that wins, a little more athletic in terms of her build, a little longer in terms of her step. Very attractive. She gets her put together, how neat she is up through her front end. Awesome down her top and out of her hip. Still has body shape. And I think that's where she has the advantage over the 1 and 2, being a little more feminine, a little truer there in terms of her forerib and the shape back through her rear rib and flank. A little nicer there in terms of her hip and her hind leg structure. The 1 and 2, very neat up front as well. Extra stout, extra powerful. You get right on top of her. Bear Guard class winner. She's a little rounder out of her hip, maybe not just quite as functional off her hind leg. I'd like to soften her up through her rear rib and flank as well as compared to that one that wins, but still a very good animal in her own right. Gray heifer coming next is one that's real basic in terms of her type and kind. She's got some muscle, she's got some shape and dimension to her. Not the rib, not the volume in this one. I like to just give her a little more look and balance here from the side as well. But I think she's got the structural advantage over the one that's going to close the class. Big, high-performing female here that's going to round out this class. Lots of rib and volume in her. It's a little plainer up front, a little rounder out of her hip, and I just like to make her a notch sounder off both ends of her skeleton. But a very, very good class of these percentage cattle here in the open side.
Congratulations to your class winner, 8713 Alexa Alto of Arcata, California. Second, entry number 9165, Haley Maggie of Pleasanton, California. Third, Grace Holtmeyer, Big Fork, Montana. And rounding out the class is going to be entry number 8662, Rhett Wade of Road Forks, New Mexico. Coming into the ring now is going to be Class 2 Junior Heifer Calves, calved February of 2023. We're going to be welcoming to the ring entry number 8853, Arden Franks, Grass Valley, California.
I live in Oklahoma. I went to grad school in Park County
It's a nice baldy heifer here to win this class, just a single, but a good heifer here in her own right. Got some foot and some bone underneath her. Really highly presented female out here that's going to give you a striking look here from the side. Just a very, very nice place to start here in this class. We'll get her back out here in a little bit, but congratulations to this young lady.
That's
Congratulations to Arden Franks of Grass Valley, California. As she exits the ring, we're going to be bringing in Class 3 Junior Heifer Calves, calved January of 2023. We're going to be welcoming into the ring entry number 8886, Emma Shaw, Casa Grande, Arizona. Entry number 8764, Emily Crum, La Plata, New Mexico. Entry number 8531, Christopher Baer, Tracy, California. Entry number 8682, Lindsay Kraft of Tracy, California. Entry number 3921, Grace Grosetta, Cottonwood, Arizona. All first and second place class winners need to be ringside. First and second place class winners, please be ringside. At the conclusion of our division drive, we're going to be moving into classes 4 and 5. So classes 4 and 5 of all of the percentage females need to be ringside. Classes 4 and 5, this is your last call to be ringside. Classes 7, Class 7, please be making your way to the ring. Class 7, please make your way to the ring.
a nice class here, and lots of size and shape differentiation out here in this class, but I still think a nice place to start. The broody cowie female up front here, the star-headed one, a good female, the biggest bodied, nicest one out here in terms of her look from the profile, real cowie in terms of just her build, and I think that one's gonna be a real maternal female here her whole life. You get on top of her, and I think that one's got the most in terms of her dimension and power, yet still lays it on nice. I think her structure's nice. I think in this class you can go ahead and just sort her to the top just on being the most complete. Brockle-headed one here coming next, a little smaller frame, not a little pounds light female in this class, but I still think you have to appreciate the quality she has here from the side. Gives you a good look up front and off her hip and hind leg. Not as much rib and volume and just sheer mass as our class winner, but I still think that one's very high quality and has the advantage over the one right behind her of being a little nicer in terms of her structure. Black heifer coming in third, female that's long bodied and extended up through her front end. She's nice out of her hip. Not the underlying balance of the two right ahead of her from her chest to her navel, back through her rear rib and flank. You know, maybe not as collected off her hind leg as those two either, but still, I think that one on down the road is going to make a very good brood cow for her and do some things extremely well. Silver heifer coming next, moderate size, wide built, massive one, kind of goes to the other end of the spectrum as compared to the two right ahead of her. Female you have to appreciate for the rib and volume she has. I think she's going to make a nice kind of cow on down the road for this young lady. Need to just make her a notch sounder off both ends and give her a little more balance here from the side. And the black heifer that's going to close is nice as well. Has some shape, has some dimension to her. She's nice up through her front end. Needs to be softer in terms of her center body. I think with that we can make her sounder off both ends of her skeleton.
Congratulations to your class winner, entry number 3921, Grace Grosetta, Cottonwood, Arizona. Second, entry number 8886, Emma Shaw, Casa Grande, Arizona. Third, entry number 8764, Emily Crum, La Plata, New Mexico. Fourth, entry number 8682, Lindsay Kraft of Tracy, California. And rounding out the class will be entry number 8531, Christopher Bear of Tracy, California. We will now be bringing back in all of our first place individuals for the division drive. Entry number 8482, Lacey Bell Smith. Entry number 8702, Addison Owensby. Entry number 8713, Alexa Alto. Entry number 8853, Arden Franks. And entry number 3921, Grace Grosetta. Classes 4 and 5, classes 4 and 5, you should be ringside. Classes 4 and 5, you should be ringside. Classes 7, class 7, you need to be ringside. Class 7, you need to be ringside. Classes 8 and 9, please be making your way to the ring. Classes 8 and 9 of the all other percentage show, please be making your way to the ring.
males, and not knowing at all what breed or where they kind of land as far as just what they're out of or anything like that. This is real fun to get these class winners back out here in these seconds, and tons of quality out here. I mean, these are good heifer calves that's got lots of good days ahead of them. Obviously there's some different shot sizes and shapes and kinds, and you're going to run into that in an AOB division or really anywhere anymore, but I think there's a very, very good representation of cattle out here, and you could go many different ways. For me, there was a pair of them and even a trio and all the way down in that class that was so good and represents things so well. Let's give them a nice round of applause as the two out of the second class are going to be your champion reserve here in this first division.
Congratulations to entry number 8702, Addison Owensby of Folsom, New Mexico. And your division reserve is going to be entry number 8162, Katie Brown of Potter Valley, California. As they exit the ring, we're going to start with class number 4, late senior heifer calves, calf November through December of 2022. We're going to welcome into the ring entry number 8519, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas. Class 5, you should be ringside. Class 5, you should be ringside. Class 7, you should also be ringside. Class 7, you should be ringside.
For calf out here, a good looking one out here that's heavy bone and stout structured, really neat condition and fresh up through her front end, gives you a good look down her top and out of her hip, one that certainly could stand some competition, a very high quality heifer here to win this class.
Congratulations to entry number 8519, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas. As she exits the ring, we're going to be bringing in Class 5 early senior heifer calves, September through October of 2022. We're going to be welcoming into the ring entry number 9591, Miranda Hansen of Shakota, Oklahoma. Entry number 8657, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas. And 8564, Brock Sartwell of Campbellton, Texas. Class 7, you need to be ringside.
In this class, just an extra feminine, high quality female here that's highly presented to win this class. Very neat and attractive up to her front end, and I think from there back has the body advantage over the remaining two. One's that just very good in her forerib, back to her rear rib and flank. I think her bone size and her hind leg there is very attractive the way she goes to the ground. She's nice out of her hip. Just a good place to start. Good heifer here in second as well. A real heavy bone, stout structured one that's still up-headed and long neck. There's not the ridge rib and volume and capacity of our class winner, but I still think that one's very nice in terms of her own right. Has the advantage over the remaining one up here, just being a little nicer balance, a little stronger and straighter there in her lines, but a good heifer there, just needs a little more center body and dimension. Nice one to close here as well, a sound structured female that I think is good in terms of her rear rib and flank. You know, one that gets a little plainer out of her hip and a little plainer up through her front end, not just the sheer look and quality from the side as the two right ahead of her. I still think a good animal there in her own right.
Congratulations to your class winner.
I need to run to class 7.
Congratulations to your class winner, entry 9591, Miranda Hansen of Shakota, Oklahoma. In second place, entry number 8657, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas. And rounding out the class is going to be entry number 8564, Brock Sartwell of Campbellton, Texas. We will now be bringing in our first place individuals for the division drive. Coming back from class 4 is going to be entry number 8519, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas. And from class 5, entry number 9591, Miranda Henson of Shakota, Oklahoma. Blake Lapine, Styles Patton, you need to be ringside. Blake Lapine and Styles Patton, you need to be ringside.
It's a good division of these falls here in the percent AOBs. They have both high quality class winners out here. The heifer that won the first class, heavy bone and big structure, kind of a female that's real neat up through her front end. You know, I appreciate this one. She's nice down her top and out of her hip. There's not the rib and volume and capacity as the one that wins the second class, but I think that one's got very good days ahead of her. You get that one bred and far along in calf, I think there's some real good pieces in that female. One that wins the second class, real complete out here. Just good body, good looking one out here. Very highly presented. She's neat and attractive and fresh in terms of her appearance. I think she's nice in terms of her structure. So again, a very good division. Let's congratulate the young lady out of the second class as our champion. Young lady out of the first class as our reserve.
Congratulations to entry number 9591, Miranda Hansen of Shakota, Oklahoma. And your reserve in the division belongs to entry number 8519, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas. As they exit the ring, we're going to be bringing in class number 7, early summer yearling heifers, capped May through June of 2022. We're going to be welcoming into the ring entry number 8847, Will Young, Nazareth, Texas. Entry number 8484, Lacey Belda Smith, Casa Grande, Arizona. Entry number 6307, Blake Lapine of Gardner, Kansas. Classes 8 and 9. 8 and 9, you need to be ringside. Classes 8 and 9, you need to be ringside.
tack is all hung up. We're done with that. We're on all the
It's a good class, good pair them up on top, and some plenty of give and take between the pair. And I'll be honest, I'd like to maybe put both of them together, and I think I could land on one that I really like a lot. And so with that being said, I still think they're extremely good, but just like to combine the two. Heifer the wins. I think she's just enough more comfortable out here off her hip and hind leg, the way she gets out and goes, uses it and hits the ground just a little more accurately. I'll be honest with you, she's plenty big for me out here, and just the size and the overwhelmingness of her out here, I think it is something you got to wrap your mind around. But that's a high quality female though, that gives you a very balanced look here from the side. She's level out of her hip, and I think she has the advantage over the one, just the way she goes out of her hip and hind leg. Now at times she'll roll right up in the center of her back, and then but all the other times she'll get comfortable and everything will stay true on the move, so we can tweak her there at times. But that's a nice place to start. I like the size, I like the length and extension up front as the heifer in 2. Very nice female. She's good in terms of her body shape, real good in her forearm, back to her rear and flank. She at the stand, she's level out of her hip as well. She wants to kind of come unhinged there a little bit there behind her shoulder. I'd like to fix her there when you set her in motion. And for me, she wants to get a little tight and straight there off her hind leg. If we could let that one go out and just take a little looser, longer stride off her hind two, I think she can get that one the wins, because she is more my speed from a moderation and body sense. That's a nice heifer there, though. It's just got to go a little better. Good red heifer here to close as well. One for me is a little rounder out here out of her hip, a little plainer in terms of her design from the side, but I do think that one will make a nice cow for him on down the road. Very good class, interesting top 2 here in our percent AOBs.
Congratulations to your division champion. And it goes to entry number 6307, Blake Levine of Gardner, Kansas. Your reserve belongs to entry number 8484, Lacey Bell Smith of Casa Grande, Arizona. Third belongs to entry number 8847, Will Young of Nazareth, Texas. We are now going to be moving into Class 8 Junior Yearling Heifers, capped March through April 2022. We'll be welcoming into the ring entry number 8173, Addison McFarland of Sutter, California. Entry number 3928, Peter Grosetta of Cottonwood, Arizona. Entry number 8627, Carly King of Tonopah, Arizona. Entry number 8497, Paxton Hoagley, Payette, Idaho. Entry number 8826, Savannah Hansen, Penn Valley, California. Peter Grosetta, please bring your animal to the ring. Peter Grosetta, your class is going in the ring.
I've been asking for attaboy, Rusty.
Alright, just make sure that we're announcing 3 or 4 classes out. Because this is a big show.
Classes out.
Okay, Rusty's over there. Have him make the call to close the gate.
Rusty, I got your answer.
Class 9, you need to be ringside. Class 9, you need to be ringside. Class 10, you need to be ringside. Class 10, you need to be ringside. Class 20, cow-calf pairs, please be making your way to the ring. Class 20, please be making your way to the ring.
Good class. It's a very, very nice place to start. The baldy, white-footed female here, just maternal. Real cowy in terms of her build. Gives you a great look up front, real fresh in terms of her condition through her shoulder and up through her front end. Young lady gets her put together and gives you a very striking look down her top and out of her hip. I think everything kind of fits and matches on that when she gets out and goes and can cover some ground. Very neat in terms of the udder that she's starting to make underneath of her there. Real pretty there in terms of her bag. Nice female here to win this class. Gets a little challenging from there. I think you can do several different things. I think the 1 and 2 most closely follows our class winner from a look and balance here at the stand. She's stronger down her top and nicer out of her hip as the 2 right behind her. There's not as much rib and body and volume, and would like to tweak her off her hind leg ever so slightly, but a very nice effort there in her own right. The 1 and 3 stouter, you get right on top of her. There's more dimension and shape to that one as the 1 right ahead of her. She too, though, could have some more softness to the center part of her body. I think more importantly, needed to loosen her up off both ends of her skeleton as compared to the ones right ahead of her. And a nice one to close as well, a female that gives you a real sharp look up front. You know, we could change her and level her out of her hip and just make her pounds heavier with a little more performance out here as compared to the cattle up front. Also could make her a little sounder as she goes as well. But a very good class of these percent AOBs.
Congratulations to entry number 8497, Paxton Hobley of Payette, Idaho. Second, entry number 8627, Carly King of Tonopah, Arizona. Third, Addison McFarland of Sutter, California. And rounding out the class, Savannah Hansen of Penn Valley, California. Entering the ring now is going to be class number 9, junior yearling heifers, capped January through February of 2022. We're going to welcome in entry number 8252, Cash Langford of Oklahoma. Entry number 2601, Aubrey Blizzard of Big Spring, Texas.
Oak McGee, just like it looks like. Oak McGee. We both are like, you're just from Oklahoma. Like the Delta there, but it's oak. Yep, nope, she was over the gate.
All
A good pair of these big heifers out here, and I'll be honest, Baldy the wins, she is big, there's no doubt about it, but that's a nice creature though, just from a rib and body and volume standpoint, still so neat and fresh up through her front end. I think she's nice in terms of her structure. She's got the advantage over the one behind her, just being longer and neater up through her front end, balancing up a little nicer from there back. A good place to start here in this class. Good heifer here in second as well. Bold sprung, big bodied kind of a female that's real easy fleshing and moderate in terms of her size. Gets a little plainer in terms of her look here from the side as compared to the one that wins. I think with that, it's pushing a little extra condition. Maybe not as just neat to look at here from the side.
Congratulations to entry number 8252, Cash Langford of Oak McGee, Oklahoma. And in second place is entry number 2601, Aubrey Blizzard of Big Spring, Texas. Coming back in for the division drive, it's going to be entry number 8497, Paxton Hobley of Payette, Idaho. And then coming out of class number 9, it's going to be entry number 8252, Cash Langford of Oak McGee, Oklahoma.
At least they were nice about it.
They were like, ah, they didn't even try to put her in.
They got her.
good division. These big percent AOB females and really good class winners and seconds out here. And these two Baldy heifers that both win their classes, I think, are highly competitive. And these are females that are highly shown and highly presented. I think do some things extremely well. The Bald white-footed one that wins the first class, just sleek and attractive out here. So fresh in terms of her presentation and her condition. I like the way her shoulder sets on her body, and she can pick her head and neck up high on the top side of her shoulder. From there back, she opens up into a big four-rib and really true back through her rear and flank, starting to make a real pretty udder underneath of her. And you know, with that, she's not the heaviest bone, stoutest structured one we've seen in the world, but I think everything kind of matches and fits on that one. She's real fresh, real sleek, and I think where she has the big advantage over the one right behind her, she's more modern in terms of her size, and I think she can get out and go and use her hip and hind leg just a little truer. The big Baldy heifer here that wins the second class, big, stout, powerful one here, sure gives you a great silhouette here from the side, awesome down her top and out of her hip. She's still big in terms of center part of her body, making a nice udder underneath her as well. For me, she's plenty big in terms of her kind, and I think with that too, we could just loosen her up and let her get out and go just a little easier off her hind leg as compared to the one that wins the first class. But that's a very, very good pair of them, being extra critical on them. So if we could, let's give them a nice round of applause here in this division. The heifer out of the first class will be your champion. The one out of the class 2 will be your reserve.
Congratulations to your division champion, Paxton Hobley of Payette, Idaho. And your reserve in the division goes to Cash Langford of Oak McGee, Oklahoma.
You know it's a good one when they laugh after they tell you how to sing. Yeah, there you go. At least they're nice.
In the ring now is going to be class number 10, late senior yearling heifer, capped November through December of 2021. We'd like to welcome in the ring entry number 6497, Emma Shaw of Casa Grande, Arizona.
Got a nice place to start here in this class. A really attractive blue roan female that's very neat up to her front end, good down her top and out of her hip. Not as big bodied and cowy as a few we've seen, but I still think this is a very high quality female that's going to do some things on down the road for her from a generating perspective.
Congratulations to Emma Shaw of Casa Grande, Arizona. We are now going to be moving into our final drive selection of the all other percentage champion female. We're going to be welcoming back in entry number 8702, Addison Owensby. Entry number 9591, Miranda Hansen. Entry number 6307, Blake Lepine. Entry number 8497, Paxton Hoveley. Entry number 6497, Emma Shaw. At the conclusion of this, we'll move into our cow-calf pair. And then after the cow-calf pair, we'll move right into class 32 junior bull calves. So all bulls, please make your way to the ring. All other than percentage bulls, you need to be ringside. All bulls, all other percentage bulls, you need to be ringside. All other percentage bulls, you need to be ringside.
This has been a fun show, these AOBs have been, and I knew it would be running into it because you got multiple different breeds and kinds and shapes out here, and so it's been a lot of fun to get to evaluate. As you can see back out here how good these division winners are and reserves are out here as well, and you know there's just lots of quality but yet lots of different shapes and sizes, and so you could make lots of different decisions out here, and I dang sure wouldn't argue with you, but it's been good. Haven't been really going back through and discussing a lot of the breed champions, but I think out here these are well worth the representation to go ahead and get to talk about them, and so it's been good. That pair of heifer calves up there are dang nice, and that class was good, and the deepest class still of the day, and how fun that was to get to sort through 5 of them that were high quality. You get the division champion back out here and still a female that you like and you want to tie into just from a quality standpoint. You know, she's the one out here that I think is just true in terms of the way she's built. And I said that in class, just how complete she is. She's one that's still nice neck, still has body, still has a good look here from the side. You climb in on top of her, there's some dimension you get right down her back and out of her hip. Her bone work is big, but yet everything matches. I think her structure's nice. That's a very high quality one. The senior heifer calf out here, one that in that division was so high quality and so fresh in terms of her presentation, put together extremely well. You get her back out here and still certainly appreciate how high quality that one is just from a look and balance standpoint. Get right in on top of her. Is there enough hip? Is there enough punch and bone work underneath that one? No, I don't know. I think it's close. I think that heifer's very good in her own right. To me, at times, she'll maybe want to drop her pins and get just a little uncoordinated there off her hind leg. Not saying she's unsound by any stretch of the imagination. Just, you know, some small differences out here between the cattle. The big heifer that comes out of the May and June division there, a nice female. He gets her stopped and parked here, and she gives you a great look here from the side. Very attractive down her top and out of her hip. Got a nice shape to her back leg here at the stand. She's uniform in terms of her body depth. You know, you ask yourself, is there too much of that one? Is she too big? And for me, there is times that she is. I think the biggest thing, you get her back out here, she kind of wants to roll up in her back. She'll drop her loin a little bit and pick her tail head up, so it kind of throws her balance off a little bit there from the side, along with the fact that there's plenty of animal there, so you can kind of get hard on her. Where she's real good, you really want to tie in, and where there's some problems, you kind of get a little awkward at times on that one. The big baldy white leg one here that wins the next division, kind of sees what you get. Not hairy like the ones in front of her, but so fresh and so neat in terms of her presentation. I love the condition that one's in, from her shoulder forward to how everything hooks into her body, so fresh and neat up front. From there back, she's still broad and wide and big down her back and out of her hip, and still round and rolls into a good rib cage. I love how fresh this one is in terms of her underline. She's big bodied, but everything hooks up and matches back into her rear rib and flank. very, very pretty in terms of the udder she's starting underneath her. You got to ask yourself on this one, is she big enough boned? Is she stout enough structured as compared to the ones in front of her? You know, I don't know, but I think everything's close. I don't know if she's as hairy-legged and maybe just presented from a hind leg standpoint as big there, but that's a good female there in her own right. I think you can take the halter off of that one, watch her calf, and going to be very, very good here for a long time the rest of her life. The blue roan heifer here that wins the final class, you know, this one's got some really cool pieces about her. Out here, she gets swallowed up amongst these big cattle of just overall performance and power, but I think you could do some generating with that one and maybe a different setting of this, trying to raise some show steers or whatever you wanted to do. It's a big-legged, stout one there that's real square-hipped and real neat up front. Needs to be more maternal out here in this lineup as compared to the other cattle, but still a good representation there. I think there's some different things you could do. I wouldn't argue with you one bit. It's been a heck of a good show. Let's give them a nice round of applause. I'll show you the two I like. They may not match up perfect, but I think they're both really, really, really good.
Congratulations to entry number 8497, Paxton Hovenley, with her grand champion, all other percentage, heifer.
You bring the reserve in that division back in and another high quality heifer, and there's been several breeds today where we, you know, maybe haven't even looked over at the reserves because all the better ones, in my opinion, were in the front of the line, but it's another good one. Again, she's probably plenty big for me out here, but still got to appreciate all the body and all the quality that one has. Talked about her in that division, could loosen her up off her hind leg just ever so slightly, but there's one I kind of keep gravitating towards back to, just being real solid and down the middle. I think it's going to make a heck of a big one. Let's congratulate the young lady down the first clap.
Congratulations to the reserve champion, all of the percentage, belongs to entry number 8702, Addison Owensby. As they exit the ring, we're going to bring in class number 20, cow-calf pairs, cows of 3 years of age or younger. They must have been born by January of 2019. We're going to welcome in entry number 8660, Rhett Wade of Road Forks, New Mexico. Class 32, junior bull calves, you need to be ringside. Class 32, junior bull calves, you need to be ringside. Class 40, summer yearling bulls, you need to be ringside. Class 40, summer yearling bulls, you need to be ringside.
Got a nice pair here in our AOD division. It's going to be our champion, and Cal's doing a really nice job here with a big, strong heifer calf. You know, a good female here that's balanced and correct down her top, really attractive up through her front end. You know, not as big and powerful as a few we've seen today, but still, I think a very good representation here in our breed. Congratulations to these exhibitors on your champion cow-calf pair.
Congratulations to your cow-calf pair belongs to entry number 8660, Rhett Wade of Road Forks, New Mexico. As they exit the ring, we're going to move right into Class 32, Junior Bull Calves, calved January through February of 2023. Class 40, you need to be ringside. Class 40, you need to be ringside. We're going to welcome to the ring entry number 8714, Alexa Alto of Arcata, California. Entry number 8990, John Wynn Ayers of Eagle Point, Oregon. Entry number 8681, Lindsay Kraft of Tracy, California.
It is great. The Supreme Drive is at 4 o'clock because people don't know that.
Just a reminder to all of our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion females and Grand and Reserve Champion bulls that the Supreme Champion Show is today at 4 o'clock out here in the outdoor arena. 4 o'clock for the Supreme Champion selection of the Open Cattle Show. And cow-calf pairs, I'm sorry. Cow-calf pairs are also included.
There's only one cow-calf pair that will leave the cattle contest.
Well, I talked just a little bit ago in the AOB heifer division about a class being as good as we've seen all day, and just 3 of these bull calves, but dang, they're nice. I mean, they're very high quality creatures out here. All built a little differently, but I mean, all 3 are extremely good. They're well presented, well shown cattle that do a lot of the good things. This baldy white-legged bull that's going to win, he's kind of out there. That's a neat creature. Really, really high tying up front. Gives you a great look up there about his head and neck. He's square and true and bold out the back of his shoulder, and really round and good in terms of his rib cage. Nice in terms of the way his hip and pin placement is, and I think he goes to the ground extremely well. He's maybe not quite as hard muscled as the Red Bull behind him, but I think that's okay. I think that makes this bull a little more diverse. You can kind of go any way you want to go with him. It's a very nice animal to win the class. The Red Bull's good too. Big-legged, stout creature there that you get on top of him. He's big and stout in terms of his hip and his shape down his back. Still neat and attractive up through his front end. Not as high time, not as long neck as our class winner is. He's not as big barreled. He's not as bold in his forerib, not as good in terms of his center body and back through his rear and flank as compared to the one up front too. We could level him out of his hip ever so slightly, but that's being extra critical on a really, really good Red Bull there. And the bullet's going to close. Great looking up through his front end. Gives you an awesome look up there about his head and neck. Gets overwhelmed out here from a bone and substance and power standpoint, but that's a functional animal that I think is going to do some things extremely well. You turn him out on a set of cows. There's some performance, there's some body shape, and some soundness in him.
Congratulations to your class winner, entry number 8681, Lindsay Carecraft of Tracy, California. Second, entry number 8714, Alexa Alto of Arcata, California. And rounding up the class is going to be entry number 8990, John Winares of Eagle Point, Oregon. We will now be moving into class number 40, Summer Yearling Bulls, calved May through August of 2021. We'd like to welcome into the ring entry number 8520, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas.
Got a good big silver bull here to win this class. Extra muscle, extra shape and power. You get right on top of him. Still nice neck and attractive here from the side. Maybe not as soft-bodied or as soft-legged as some we've seen, but still a very, very good animal there in his own right. Congratulations, this young lady.
Congratulations to Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas. We will now be bringing in our first place individuals from their divisions for the champion selection of all of the percentage breeds. We'd like to welcome back entry number 8681, Lindsay Carecraft of Tracy, California. Entry number 8520, Lindley Johnson of Happy, Texas.
bull show here and talked in that first class of them younger bulls and just having so much quality in that class. You never know what you're going to get in a bull show, especially this time of year with calves and going into big bulls. And so, but that was extremely good. And we get that pair back out here and they're both high quality. And this Baldy white-legged bull, again, so enamoring to look at up front, but yet still big barreled and stout when you get right on top of him. He's nice in terms of his structure, just a very, very good animal. The silver bull that won the second class, muscular, stout kind of a bull that's real neat in terms of his look from the side. Talk to him as compared to the two right behind him. We could soften him up in his body, maybe soften him up in his structure ever so slightly, but still a good animal. I think could do some things for her as kicking him out and putting him to work. For me, there's two bulls out here I think can match up really well. Let's congratulate the exhibitors out of the first class. They'll be champion in reserve.
Your champion, all of the percentage bull, belongs to entry number 8681, Lindsay Carecraft of Tracy, California. And your reserve belongs